Hi everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to another Sims 4 patch overview. So in today's patch, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new likes and dislikes feature that they've just added. They've also added some new hair colors as well as a bunk bed functionality update. So first off, and the thing that you guys are probably most excited for, is the new likes and dislikes function or feature that they've added. So in the base game, we do have three categories to choose from for likes and dislikes. We have favorite colors, we have favorite music, and then we have our Sims favorite hobbies and skills. Now, there are obviously going to be a few bugs, as with literally every single patch that the Sims team releases. I do believe there are a few activities and things like that aren't showing up for a lot of people, or that just weren't included. And if this is the case for you and you notice some things that are missing, definitely go over to Answers HQ and check that out, because I know that they've already opened up a bunch of new threads and stuff tracking all of these new bugs and everything like that. So you might find something over there, and just me too the post, and it'll show the sim gurus that a lot of people are noticing this, so hopefully they'll fix it quickly. But yeah, so first off, checking out likes and dislikes. So this is just my sim self that I decided to use as a guinea pig for this patch overview. But for example, my favorite colors are black, green and purple, but I dislike yellow and orange. And it's really easy to assign your Sims favorite things, so you can just click on the little smiley face or the frowny face, and I've just decided that my Sim doesn't like blue. And as you can see up here in the top right, you can see that I have 16 of 20 things selected. So your Sims can have up to 20 likes and dislikes per Sim, and that will be across all of the categories. So yeah, if I can give you guys some advice, don't fill up all of them in Create a Sim. You can obviously, if you want to pick 20 from the get-go, you can totally do that. But your Sims can also gain likes and dislikes through gameplay. So if they do something when they're in a positive mood, so if they start playing video games, for example, in a positive mood, you will get a little pop-up that asks you, will your Sim now like video games? Do you want that to be one of their likes? And you can say yes and it will add it, or you can say no and the Sim will just ignore it. So you don't have to add every single thing that pops up, but the same is said for dislikes as well. If you're in a negative mood when you do something, your Sim can potentially get a negative dislike for that activity. And again, you'll get a little pop-up asking you if that's something that you want to do, which is great. But moving on to the music, my Sim obviously likes alternative music, but I don't like blues, for example. And there are a ton of different music genres to choose from. I think they included every music channel that we have in the game, so that's great. And then moving on to activities, my Sim doesn't like fishing and she doesn't like fitness, but she likes painting and she likes video games. So that's something that's really, really nice that they've added, and I'm hoping that they'll actually expand on this feature in the future, so giving us more categories. I know with the new pack, the Dream Home Decorator pack, we'll actually be getting a decor style preference as well. So that's really nice, but I'm hoping with future packs and even maybe with future updates as well, they'll actually expand on this and give us different categories. So maybe weather, or maybe even TV channels, stuff like that could be really, really cool. And then there's also a bunch of gameplay features tied to this that I'll show off in a second. But first off, I want to show off some new hair swatches that we got. So I do have the more columns mod in my game, which is why I have 4 columns. But we do have 6 new hair swatches. So this hair swatch that my Sim is currently wearing is just the old brown color that's the closest to my hair color. But we also have a new true black swatch. Now, there are a few bugs with this particular swatch, and that just comes down to the fact that some hair colors look darker than others. So for example, I think there are a few hair color, like specifically a few hair, like different hairstyles, I guess I should say, in the base game. I think that's where it's like particularly noticeable. So this one, for example, is a nice dark true black swatch, whereas this is the old black swatch that we had. And I did turn off my reshade for this overview, so this is actually just the in-game colors. So yeah, this is the old black, and you can see it's a little bit bluish. There's definitely a blue tint to it, whereas this is supposed to be the true black swatch. And as you can see, there's very clearly a very big difference in the way they look. Now, a lot of the newer hair colors, the textures and the color actually looks the way it's supposed to look. So it looks like an actual black hair color. Whereas there's a bunch of the older hair, not hair colors, but a bunch of the older hairstyles where it really doesn't look black. It literally looks gray. And I know this is something that has also been brought up. It's a thing that a lot of people have been very vocal about since the patch came out. And I'm hoping this is something that they'll address fairly quickly, because it's not just restricted to the base game like hairstyles. A lot of even the newer packs, I think it has to do with just the texture of the hair or something, because they do individually like hand paint all of the textures for the hairstyles. But I think it has something to do with that, where on certain hairstyles the color is, you know, the way it's supposed to be, and then on other ones it's like really gray and literally looks like a gray hair color. So this hairstyle as well, I know there are a few others with this glitch, but it makes the teeth go really, really funny. So if my sim will just, yeah, it does that. And it's not just with the black hair swatch either, it does this with all of the new hair swatches. So this brown, for example, is another new hair swatch. So this is the old really dark brown. This is one that's slightly lighter. This is another like old hair color, and then this is the new one. So that hair, like these new hair colors, they all mess with the teeth of this hairstyle. So like the whole mouth is just glitched completely, and it only does this with this particular hairstyle and then a few others as well. And this is another bug that has already been reported to the team. But yeah, it's a really weird one, and it's kind of disturbing, not gonna lie, because like what the hell. But anyway, so yeah, those are a few of the hair color bugs that have come up. But let's just go through all of these hair colors really quickly, because I've been talking about them for so long. So yeah, we have the true black, which is this one. We have this little bit of like a medium brown kind of color. We have a really light brown. Then we have a bunch of new like blonde colors as well. We have this color, which is supposed to be like a dirty blonde, I think. And this is probably the most realistic blonde, I think, that we have in the game. So yeah, we have this one, which is new. This one is also new, I think. Yeah, this one is also new. So it's like a very light blonde swatch, which is really, really pretty. I love the way it looks. And then we have the like old blondes that we already had. We also have a new like white swatch as well. I think those, yeah. There's two new browns, two blondes, and then the black, and then this really nice, just neutral kind of white swatch, because we did have like a white, I say in air quotes, in the game. This is just the old white swatch that we had, and clearly it's more like platinum gray. And then we had the dark gray, but this one is more of just like a neutral, almost like a really, really light blonde. But yeah, so those are all of the new hair swatches that we got as well. Okay, so hopping into gameplay to show off those likes and dislikes a little bit more. If you want to see your Sims likes and dislikes in gameplay, you can just go over here to the Simology panel, and it will be under its own little tab, likes and dislikes. And if you hover over like any of these, it'll tell you your Sims, you know, their preferences. So my Sim likes alternative music, whereas Valeria over here, when you hover over her music preference, it tells you that she dislikes alternative music. So the like music one is probably the easiest to show off to you guys, and then also probably like the maybe the like activities as well for the purpose of this overview. But this Sim, for example, she likes cooking and she likes video games, but she dislikes dancing. So if I turn this on to, let's just choose, I don't know, it doesn't really matter because you won't be able to hear it because I have music muted for copyright reasons. But if I have turn this on to like hip hop, for example, and I choose dance, she's not going to be too happy about that. And as you can see, she immediately gets this like tense moodlet that says I hate dancing from disliking dancing. So yeah, she'll still do it, but she will get really annoyed if you make her do that for too long. And if I were to turn this to a music station that she also doesn't like, she'll get another tense moodlet that says not my tempo from disliking played music. And this will like really start irritating her, and as you can see, the music, like the moodlets, they do stack. So even though she's not technically listening to any of this music right now, she still has that moodlet because she's in that room. So if I were to get my Sim self to stop playing video games for a second and have her come over here, and if I had her, for example, she immediately likes that. She says that's my jam from liking the played music. So yeah, they do get moodlets from like liking or disliking things. And yes, so Valeria, for example, just decided to autonomously go and play video games. And she did that because video games is actually one of her liked activities. So it will also influence what your Sims choose to autonomously do, you know, depending on, you know, their likes. So if my Sim, let's say my Sim disliked cooking, I don't think I gave her that dislike, but yeah, so video games, for example, your Sims will autonomously go to do that. But if they disliked video games, they wouldn't autonomously go to play video games, for example. And like my Sim dislikes fitness, so you won't see her autonomously hopping up and starting to do like push-ups and sit-ups and all of that stuff, which is something that I always hate when Sims randomly start doing that. So yeah, it will influence what they decide to autonomously do. And let's have my Sim just go over there really quickly and go and meet Shigeru. I can't say his name. I think it's a he. Yeah, it's definitely a he. But yeah, let's go over here and meet this townie, because I do want to show you guys that they do give townies the, like, not the ability, but apparently they will like automatically generate like preferences. So I'm gonna ask him about his favorite color and see what he says. So do I get an... Okay, so it says Chrissie has learned the following preferences about Shigeru. Dislikes the color white, so he doesn't like the color white. So it tells you, you know, their favorite colors. It can also tell you what they dislike. So if I ask him about his taste in music, for example, and these things, if you don't go in and choose them yourself, all of the townies will automatically like just generate them if you ask them about it. So if your Sim wants to know what Bella Goth's favorite color is, she will generate a favorite color if you ask her. But you can also go into like the family from the world menu or using cheats, and you can manually choose their favorite colors, and the game won't change it. So if you're playing in a save file and you go through and you pick Bella Goth's favorite color to be red, for example, the game won't change it after you've set it. So she will keep that favorite color in that save file. Now, it's kind of annoying that you will have to go through and do it for every single save file that you play, but it is something that you can do without worrying about the game changing it afterwards. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind. But my sim also learned that Shigeru likes blues music, so my sim and him, so we wouldn't really get along if we were to talk about music, because I don't like blues music, or my sim doesn't. So yeah, they will like butt heads a little bit. So for example, if I were to enthuse about alternative music to Valeria over here, we will probably get a little negative. Yeah, as you can see, she doesn't like that, and we got a little like negative like relationship about that because she doesn't agree. She doesn't share the same music taste. But if I were to maybe talk about something that's, you know, let's ask her about her favorite color, or let's ask her about hobbies, for example, that might actually make it so that we can talk about video games, because we do share a love of video games. So that's something that Sims will get like really happy about, finding someone else that shares the same likes as them, and it will give them a little positive boost to their relationship if you find someone that shares your Sims' likes and dislikes. So yeah, those are all of the like gameplay updates I think that they did. And the other thing that I wanted to show you guys is a build update. So they updated the way bunk beds function, and they added this cool like snapping feature to bunk beds. So now, whereas previously you couldn't place anything underneath a bunk bed apart from like in that first little square, and the bunk bed wouldn't be usable if you place something anywhere else, now bunk beds actually, there are things that actually snap underneath a bunk bed. So I could go ahead and put a dresser underneath it, for example, and as you can see, they will snap to the bunk bed and it'll have this like glowing outline around all of it. So I could just pick up the bunk bed and move it if I wanted to. But you can also snap things like desks, for example. Where am I going? We can also snap things like desks underneath it. They can also snap this way and have a chair over there, and everything will be functional. You can move all of it together. So yeah, it's really cool. It's kind of like not modular, but it's really nice. The configurability of it and the fact that you can pick up the whole thing and move it if you wanted to. But yeah, so we have that. And the other thing is that you can now also snap like double beds underneath it as well. So this is really cool because again, you can now have like 3 Sims sleeping in a room, and apparently this side of the double bed should now be usable. So your Sims should, and I do say should in like air quotes because I tested this out before I started recording. Then I started recording, tried it out, and it didn't work. So again, this is just an example of it not working. But there you go, there my Sim is scooting. So now I can have Valeria come and relax on this side of the bed, and as you can see, my Sim is using both sides of the bed. If you wouldn't get up, you stupid Sim. But yeah, so they will actually now scoot sometimes. I say sometimes because, like I said, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So yeah, this will all be just up to your game. Like I said, sometimes it might work, the whole scooting thing, sometimes it won't. But if, for example, your Sim could access that side of the bed, both sides of the double bed would be functional. Is basically what I'm trying to get at. So yeah, I really wish they would fix scooting in the game, but apparently not. But yeah, that's basically everything I wanted to show off in this patch overview. Sorry if it's a little bit all over the place and rambly, but I had a lot of problems like actually installing this patch, so I'm kind of over it at this point. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give the video a like, and if you're new to the channel and you'd like to see some more Sims content, feel free to hit the subscribe button, and remember to turn on the notification bell as well to be notified of whenever I upload a new video. But yeah, I hope you guys are all having an absolutely great day and that your week has been great, and I will talk to you on my very next video. Bye everyone.